Hey kid, what is up? It's your dad. How are things going? Yeah, how are things? How's life? How was last week? Hopefully it was good. Yeah. So, I guess I'll just start. Yeah. This week's, I'm just gonna give you a little bit of an update. Just a short little update. There's not much been going on, but these are the kind of videos that I enjoy making more. So to start the update with this whole channel thing, I like making these kinds of videos more. So I want to do more just updates or more like, I don't know how I feel about giving life advice where I am in my current life. I think that might be great, but I also think, like I said in a couple videos ago, like, you kind of have to live your life and you have to learn the life advice for yourself. You're never gonna, I don't think most people will ever take life advice from another person and like actually learn from it. They might retroactively take it, but yeah. So I don't love it. Also, I'm like 21, so I don't know anything. And so, yeah. Like, I don't want to give you wrong life advice. That seems bad. So, I want to do more of these. That's not to say every video will be this. Because I don't have, like, there's not a lot going on in my life. But, yeah. That's kind of where I want to take the channel. I also am thinking about, like, editing the videos more. Because I think that might be good. And I've been going back and forth on this for several weeks, on whether or not I make shorts out of these. I seen, like, short, that format video. What are those called? Like reels, or whatever you want to call them. I don't know what they'll be called in the future, but short format video. Because I can just take them from clips from my regular videos, and I can just turn those into shorts. I don't know if I want to do that. So here's my moral dilemma for you. I think short form content probably isn't good for us. Like, I don't think it really does much for the brain besides, like, rot it, basically. So I don't like the idea of it. However, firstly, I don't know what content's going to look like in the future, so diversifying. Also, doing short-form content would allow me to post both on Instagram and on TikTok, as well as YouTube and YouTube Shorts. So I would be able to diversify where my content is. Also, it might draw in more people. Now, as I said in the first video, this channel, it really is only for my future kid. However, having, like, audience and, like, being able to make money off the internet doesn't seem like a bad thing to me. And I think I said something like this in the first video, basically. Now, I don't know. So what I might do is I might try it out for a little bit, and if I feel like this isn't for me, then I won't do it more. But I don't know. That's just something I've been thinking about. So I'm telling you that I've been thinking about it. And it's related to the future of this channel. Yeah. So those are the two things. I want to maybe try editing more. Because originally I was like, I don't want to edit because I wanted to feel more authentic. Like, it's really just a dude talking in his car. But also, now I'm thinking about editing. Like, well, I also don't want to just put what we call nowadays slop just on the internet, which is just low quality, low effort stuff. Which, like, is this slop? I don't think so, because it's, like, meaningful to me. However, I also, I don't know, putting some amount of effort and editing it more, making it look, I don't know, just nicer. That also might draw in more of an audience. So, there's that. So I've been thinking about those. I might try it on this video. I probably won't, because today's only Saturday, so that only gives me one day. If I do that, I would have to do it, like, I would have to film the video tomorrow to post next week. Because editing takes so much longer than filming. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I kind of want to try it, is the thing. So, I don't know. What I might do is, like, right after this, just film another video and then edit that one and have that be the video for next week. I don't know. Can you tell I'm still trying to think about it and figure it out? I kind of want to just test it, you know. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. Then, you know, there's my thing. Anyway, so that's the update with the channel. I kind of want to grow it. I know it's for my future kid, but I also think that trying to grow it isn't terrible. And trying to get an audience isn't terrible. And I don't know. Yeah. So, I'm going to try it out and see how I feel. Anyways, now for the life update. Where do I start? 2 weeks ago, I'm trying to think, not much happened. I know I filmed the other video. Not much happened. This week, your grandparents left for Hawaii, so that's cool. And then also your aunt and uncle-in-law, I think it would still technically be an uncle-in-law, my brother-in-law, left for Florida. So I've been home alone, like, pretty much all week, which is actually kind of nice. I kind of enjoy being home alone by myself sometimes. It's, like, freeing. I don't know, like, I get to just chillax, and I don't have anyone talking to me, tell me what to do. It can be nice. Anyways, so that's what I've been doing this week. Just chilling by myself. Sorry I'm sweating. It's really hot today. Yeah. Anyways, so that's the update. Now, where do I go from here? I don't know. So, let me do this. So, this morning I had a call with these boys in India. Well, the guy leading a ministry in India, who I'm trying to minister to these boys. It's something I've been thinking about for a while that might lead into future things. I don't want to go too in depth with it right now, but that was cool. That was good, and it's been a while since I've last talked to him. So hopefully that works out. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. It's kind of hard to, like, figure out, like, where we are with that whole situation. But anyways, so that happened earlier today. Now, for the bigger life updates, where do I start? Like, first or second day, home alone. I've been seeing, there's this new movie out called Project Hail Mary, and everybody's been yapping about it, but you're so far in the future, hopefully this is new to you. But I was hearing really good things about it, and there's an audiobook, and I would buy the regular book, but I don't like reading. So I bought the audiobook, and I listened to it all in one day. It's like an 8-hour audiobook. And then I went immediately that night, 10:30 at night, to go watch the movie in IMAX. I think it's the first movie that I've seen in actual IMAX. Well, it wasn't actual IMAX. It's what we call, like, IMAX, where it's digital IMAX. So it's not literal 70 millimeter, but it's the closest I've gotten to actual IMAX ever. Anyways, so I did that this last week. Because my work, also, this last week, basically got rid of all my hours. Now, it looks like I will have more hours this coming week, but I worked one day of this last week, so I had a lot of free time. Anyways, I also wanted to just, like, do something that would be fun to do, like, by myself. So I read the book, and then instantly went and watched that movie, and it may or may not have changed the trajectory of my life. No, it was a really good movie. In my probably top 3 sci-fi films of all time: Interstellar, Arrival, Project Hail Mary. It's a totally different vibe than those other two. And now I should specify in my top 3 space sci-fi films of all time. Because then, like, there's a lot of other sci-fi. But I think probably in that order. It's probably in my top 20 films of all time that I've seen. Modern films of all time. I haven't seen a lot of the classics, so I won't even count them. Sorry, it's really hot. Probably in my top 20 non-animated, non-classic films of all time. It was really good, is what I'm trying to say. It was great. And it's been really hyped up. Like, a lot of people have been saying this. This is not news to anyone, right? This movie is good. It's also, like, it's been a while, since I've seen a good movie in theaters. Like, I guess I saw Avatar, and that was good. The Avatar Fire and Ash. That was good, but it was, like, outstanding. It was like the other Avatar films. But it's been the first time I've seen, like, a real outstanding movie in the movie theaters. So it was good, to say the least. Anyways, I don't want to spoil it. Just go watch it. But it got me thinking about, like, science again and, like, space again. And it's always been... I've always loved space and astronomy and all that. But I'm not going to school right now. I don't know if I told you that. Because it costs a lot of money and time, and I don't have a lot of either of those. Also, I just wasn't sure what I wanted to go back to school for. Okay, so when I first came home from YWAM, I wanted to go into ministry, and that's what I wanted to go to school for. Anyway, so I watched that movie, and I was like, wait, actually, maybe I do want to study astronomy and astrophysics. Which is insane, because that's like 10 years of schooling. What am I thinking, right? Like, I didn't go to college, so I would basically be starting from scratch. I would have to go get I don't even know what the first degree is, but then go get a master's. And then to actually get, like, a job in one of those fields, I would probably have to get a PhD. And that's that's so much school, right? That's a lot of school. And I would be, like, 35 by the time I'm out of school. And I'm like, anyways, so I was thinking about that, and I was going back and forth, and I'm like, but I have always loved it. Like, I love space. And I literally always thought that, well, originally I wanted to be an astronaut when I was super young, but then I found out I was colorblind, so I figured that was probably not going to happen. Also, I have asthma, so not a good combo. But then the very next thing I thought of as a kid was astronomer. If I can't go to space, I can look at it all day, right? So I've been thinking about going back to school. Now, this is interesting because of the whole AI thing. And I don't know if you know this about astronomy, but it's a lot of, like, data analysis, basically. And that I feel, personally, that data analysis is one of those jobs that can very easily be taken over by AI. So that's a little scary, because I'm like, I kind of want to go back to school and go do astronomy, and then what if I do that and AI actually takes that job before I get a chance to do it? That's scary to think about. I doubt it will, but, like, it's a non-0% chance that it will. So I've been thinking about that. Anyways, I started thinking about that because of this movie, because it takes place... Spoiler alert, I guess. A lot of it takes place in space. And it was a very good movie. And it was just so uplifting. And it was so hopeful. And it was like, wait, hold on. We're gonna get this figured out. It was like what I was talking about in the last couple videos. I feel like I've been talking about this. How we just kind of have to have hope that it's all gonna work out. And it was so positive and uplifting and feel good. And also, it's a sci-fi movie that takes place in space, which is, like, my favorite genre of any movie ever. Also, Ryan Gosling's in it. So, like, automatic win. So, it was a good movie, right? And then I was all like, okay, but then what do I do? Because I still want to, like, go into the ministry. I feel like I'm called to that, right? And then I went to church for young adults on Thursday, and Jonathan, who's the young adults, like, guy, talked about calling. And I was like, wait a minute, pause. Maybe I was supposed to be here tonight. And he talked about how, every Christian has the same calling. Go make disciples. Go love the Lord God with all your heart and love your neighbor as yourself. And also basically work together. Like the great collaboration. Basically be one as they are one. Right? And he said that's everyone's calling. And then he talked about how your calling is not your career. Like, it can be, but it's not necessarily the same thing. Like, you can go, like, maybe you do missions, but you're not like a missionary. Maybe maybe you're a doctor or whatever, and you just go do missions, right? Like, you can do both. And one's your calling, and one's your career. And I was like, wait a minute. Maybe my calling is this whole discipleship thing that I've been thinking about with these, like, that I want to do. Maybe this is part of that. And maybe what I could do as, like, an actual career to make money is this whole space thing that I've loved since I was a kid. That's my other thing is, like, I feel like if you really love something, like, you're on fire for it, like, I feel like that's a thing that you should probably pursue. Because it's probably there for a reason, right? Like, I don't, and maybe you pursue it and you figure out, actually, I don't like it. Or maybe you pursue it and you figure out, oh, I don't like this environment right now. And you stop pursuing it and then you go back to pursue it and you're like, wait a minute, I actually do love it. I was just in the wrong mental. Like that one girl from the Olympics who was doing ice skating. I don't remember her name, but she talks about this, how, like, she just actually loves ice skating, and she doesn't care about the medal, really. It's just, like, what she loves to do, so she's just gonna do it. That is a total misquotation, but something along those lines, right? Anyways, and I'm like, what, maybe. And I've been thinking about it, and I've been praying about all this, like, well, maybe I go back to school. And it's got me, like, excited. But then I'm like, I don't have any money. I have negative money. I have negative money. Like, in a major way. And I, like, time is great. Like, 35? I'd be, like, 35, and then I'd start looking for a job. Now, if you do a PhD, you're technically getting paid, but it's not like you're getting paid to live, you're getting paid to do your PhD. So it's like you're making the absolute minimum. And yeah, and AI makes PhDs scarier because there's a lot of, like, especially because it's like research, and a lot of research is being done by AI now. It's like, or basically being copied by AI. And anyways, it's scary in a lot of ways. Also, there's lots of people talking on the internet about quitting their PhD, and why they're quitting their PhD, and why they don't want to do it anymore, and why it's terrible. The depression and anxiety rates are way higher in PhD students. Now, I know, that would be 4 years out anyway, so it's like, I could go back to school and just work on my master's, and then if I, like, finish my master's, and I'm like, wait, actually, I don't want to do this, I can stop before I get to the whole PhD thing. So it would be far in the future anyways. But I don't know, it's just got me excited, even just thinking about it. So I'm like, but I don't know how I would do that. Like, I don't have the money, I don't have the time to do that right now. And I like what I do. That's the other thing, is I was thinking, oh, what I'm doing now might not be like my dream job or anything, but I could easily see me doing this forever because it's so fulfilling. It's like one of the most fulfilling it's the most fulfilling job I've ever done. Like, getting paid to just care for people and just talk to them and just be like a good person. Yeah, that's a good job. So I was thinking, oh, this is just what I'll do, and I'll do this for years. Get promoted, make enough money, and then I'll go into the ministry. That's what I was thinking. But now I'm thinking, maybe I still do this for like a couple years while I'm doing college classes and trying to get my master's or whatever, and then I go into a PhD. I don't know. This sounds so stupid. Because it's like, I might not do either of those things. I don't know. Also, like, there's reasons why I didn't want to go back to college. It sucks now because of AI, but I can be the good. I can just be what I want to see. I can just not use AI, and I can just actually learn. And yeah, I might not get great grades compared to kids who are using AI and cheating, but hey, I'll actually know it. And that's important to me. Like, maybe I'll actually have it unlock. That's the other thing, is like, schooling is so uncertain, I feel like, right now. Because, like, I have the feeling that in the future, when all these kids who are in school now are trying to get jobs, it's going to be harder for them to get jobs than the people who weren't in school before the whole AI thing getting jobs. Because people are going to look... Sorry, it's probably really windy. People are going to look at their resume and be like, oh, you were in school now at this time? You used AI. You probably cheated. Yeah, we don't want to hire you because you don't actually know it. And I think they're going to do that to everyone who was in school at this time. Like, I don't think they're going to actually look into it. I could be wrong. You know, maybe we get that figured out. But, yeah. I don't know. I just want to, like... That's the other thing, and I want to be educated. I don't want to be stupid. I talked about how the other day stupid people are easily manipulated. I talked about this in a couple, or 2 videos ago, maybe. I don't want to be stupid people, you know? I don't want that. I want to be seen as educated. Now, is that like probably a pride thing that I should probably just figure out on my own? Yeah, but I think pursuing an education is a positive trait. I don't know, like, that's not a negative thing. I don't know. Can you tell I don't know what I'm doing with my life? Because I don't know what I'm doing with my life. Isn't that exciting, though? I feel like it's exciting. Because I don't know where I'm going to be in 2 years. Like, no idea. I have a plan, but I am currently thinking about changing that plan. So it's like, because of a movie, it's not entirely because of the movie, but it got me to think about it. So in a way, it's because of the movie. And then the thinking about it caused me to think about it more, and then be like, wait a minute. Yeah. So that's crazy. I feel like, you know, that says enough about the movie. That says more than anything I could say about the movie. Got me to rethink my entire life. And then I'm like, well, maybe it's not what God wants me to do. Maybe God wants me to go in the ministry, because that's what I thought he wanted me to do. And then I talked to him about it. I was like, hey, God, what about college? Like, I know I was planning on going into the ministry and trying to work on that straight away, but, like, what about college? And he was all like, I don't know, but that's exciting. Like, basically said, do what you want. Like, do whatever you want. Either way, I'm excited for you. Kind of type B. Which God is like that a lot, I feel like. He's like, just do whatever. You're not going to ruin your life. You're not going to be outside of my will. Whatever. Whichever way you decide to go is going to be good. It's just crazy that I'm having this kind of, I don't know. Because I could also, like, if this ends up being the whole ministry thing that I'm thinking about, that it could be, then there's that as well. Like, I could work on this while I'm going to school. I don't know. It's crazy. And I feel like if I talk to my mom about it, she's going to say no. She's going to be like, don't go back to school. Yeah, for reasons. But I'm like, I kind of want to go back to school. I want to be smart. Yeah. I want to try. I want to, like, put such a great effort into one thing that I love so much that I'm, like, good at it. I don't know, like, how do I say that? But does that make sense? Like, I want to care about something that much, you know? And obviously I have things like that. But, like, I don't know. That's the other thing is... Oh, there's a person coming. I'm going to close my door. That's the other thing is... I think people, a lot on the internet at least, see Christians as stupid. Oh, you must be stupid. That's why you believe in it. Like, that's why you believe in fairy tales or whatever. Whatever they say. And I don't like that mindset. And some people will say, like, oh, well, religion makes people less curious about the world. Or in, like, the universe and stuff. Because whatever questions they have is answered by their religion. But I have to disagree. I'm sorry. At least for me, personally, it makes me more curious. Because the more I understand about the universe and how we are here and what is going on, the more I am understanding about God, you know? Does that make sense? Am I talking out of my butthole right now? I feel like that makes sense, no? Like, I am curious about the universe and everything, and I ask questions about it because, in a way, I'm asking questions about God. The thing that is, like, most important. So, obviously, I want to know more. Does that make sense? Am I, like, talking to no one? Like, I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense. So, I don't like that. So, in a way, I want to go back to college for people's approval, which is not a good thing. But, it just gets me excited. Yeah, I don't know. It gets me excited to, like, thinking about it. Like, man, I could go get an education and, like, do something. I don't know. I'm so all over the place with what I want to do, with where I'm going and, like, my life. Everything might change, you know? But, yeah. I don't know. That's the other thing is, like, the reason I'm even thinking about a PhD, which would be in the future, and also far in the future, is, like, people say, oh, if you want to get a job in astronomy or astrophysics, you basically have to have a PhD. Like, there's basically no jobs for, like, anyone who doesn't have a PhD in those things. So that's why I'm thinking about that. Yeah. I don't know. Like, does this make sense? Hopefully this confusion makes sense. I don't know what I'm doing with my life kind of thing. Like, I think I do. But I'm also like, well, do I want to just keep doing what I have been doing? And just pursue the path that I thought I was going to do? Or do I want to... That's the other thing. I feel like if I turn what I feel like is a calling into a career, like what I was planning on doing, I feel like that kind of will ruin it for me in a way. Like, I know it won't. Like, obviously, pastors are a thing. And they, like, don't have it ruined for them. But does that make sense? Like, yeah. I don't know. I don't know, man. So, your grandpa and grandma are coming home today. But I'm also like, do I even tell them about this? Like, I just have the feeling that, like, I think my dad, your grandpa, would be alright with it. Because I think he's kind of at the point where he's like, what is this kid doing with his life? Looking at me, like, what are you doing with your life? Like, you need money. And I'm not getting money. So he might be like, okay, well, yeah, I can see how this could lead to money down the line. But I also could see where he's like, well, at the moment, it would just cost you money, and a lot of it. And you don't have any money, so how are you going to pay for that, basically? So I could see it going either way with him. But my mom, your grandma, I feel like... I guess I could see it going either way with her, too. Because I feel like she could be like, oh, yeah, we want to support you. But she could also be like, oh, now's a terrible time to go to school. And she'll use, like, she'll say, oh, you were the one who told me you didn't want to go to school, you know? She'll use that. I don't know. I'm thinking about my life. This is my update for the week. I'm thinking about my life. I guess I'll keep you updated on what I decide to do with it. That's what this is for. Keeping people updated on what I'm doing with my life. Yeah. So many. I've been thinking a lot this week. That's one thing that is both good and bad about being home alone. You got a lot of time to think about everything. And because I didn't work like all week, I had a lot of time to think about everything and think about this and the channel and what I want to do with that in the future, and also think about, oh, it says it's getting hot, so I'm going to end this soon. But think about that, and then also think about what I'm doing with my life. And I don't know, like, what I want to do, or what I was thinking I was doing with my life, I know that's valuable, and that's, like, I'm bringing something into the world. Like, that is what it feels like doing as well. But this also feels like that. Like, that doesn't make sense, the way I said that. But what I mean to say is, like, going into the ministry, obviously that's bringing something into the world. I'm going into the ministry. I'm doing what I feel called to do. But going to college also feels like bringing something into the world. Like doing a PhD is literally bringing something into the world. That's basically what a PhD is. You work on a unique, something that has not been worked on before, basically. Like, you literally further human knowledge. Yeah, and it just, I don't know. I'm all over the map. So, I'm going to leave this video kind of open-ended. Because I don't know what I'm doing. And I want to talk to people. And see what they think. Although I've already talked to some people, and they're like, you should pray about it. And I'm like, I have. He said, do whatever. Big man upstairs says, don't care what you do. Either one works. I don't like it when he does that. I would prefer a straightforward answer. Also, going back to school would be hard. But I'm like, I want to do hard things. I want to be a kind of person that does hard things. So, that's not too off-putting for me. Yeah, that's the other thing, is like looking into videos about people, and everyone's like, yeah, I quit my PhD. Don't go into a PhD. Don't do it. That's scary. That's scary to think about and look at. And I'm like, well, why would I even go into astronomy if I get my master's, and then I'm like, oh, now it's time for a PhD, and everyone's like, don't do a PhD right now. But I also can't get a job in the field I'm looking into if I don't. Yeah. I don't know. So I'm going to leave this here before I just yap too much about the same thing. Thinking about my life, thinking about education, maybe going back and getting like a proper education. Thinking about that. Also thinking about what I want to do with this channel in the future. And thinking a lot. Project Hail Mary is a good movie. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Yeah. Top 20 movies of all time. For me. That I've seen. That are live action. Anyways. I'm going to leave it off there. I feel like I am already yapping. So, it was good. It was good talking to you. And I'll speak to you next week. I guess I said I was going to do the video right after this one. So, maybe I'll do that. I don't know what I would talk about, but I'll think about it. All right. Deuces. Love ya. See you next week.